Everything in your life has led you up to this point. Not watching this video, I'm not going to pretend that this is some special message that you've manifested into your life. It is, but everything is. Everything in your life is something that you've created and called into your life. But what I'm talking to is the knowing that's starting to land in your body. The knowing that you're about to shift. The knowing that all the working on yourself, all the healing, all the striving, all the manifesting, all the grinding, all of it, everything that you've been doing that has been taking you forward but not quite letting you arrive. You know what I mean by that? You feel like you've been pushing and striving and working towards a goal, a destination, but not arriving for a really long time. And right now, it's all led you up to this point in your life. This point where you're ready to recognize the truth. The truth that you've already arrived. There's nowhere else to get to. There's nothing else to tick off. There's nothing else to heal or to fix or to overcome. Yes, you have patterns in your life. You have things in your life that you want to change. You have goals that you want to create. You have experiences that you're unfolding into. But at the deepest level, you're beginning to realize there's nowhere to get to, really. You're already here. You've already arrived. You're already it. Everything that you've ever wanted already exists within you. The potential for every single possibility, every single reality that you could ever experience or want to experience exists, but it exists now as energy within you, within the wholeness and the totality of who you are. And everything that you've been doing up until this point has been coming from the lie that you need to get something, improve something, fix something, change something, overcome something. And it's why no matter what you've done, you've kept spinning and kept spinning and kept feeling like arrival is behind the next obstacle, behind the next goal, behind the next thing. But you're starting to recognize now there is no end to that game. You can spin those wheels eternally. And all of the teachings, all spiritual truth, all philosophy, everything really points back to this one truth, which is, I have an itchy nose. It's not that. It points back to the one truth. That you already are it. That you've already arrived. There is nothing outside of you. And it's time for you to get that not just as a concept in your head, but as visceral felt truth in your body that you live from. Because when that lands truly in your nervous system, then everything that you've been subtly, energetically pushing away through your beliefs, your stories, your assumptions about who you are that say, I'm not yet that, and therefore life just mirrors that because that's how it works. It's a law. It's law. You get the mirror of exactly what you are being. And up until now, you've been being the one who is working on themselves, the one who is healing, the one who is overcoming, the one who is striving. So you keep getting more of that becoming, not arrival. But that doesn't mean that you haven't arrived. That doesn't mean that you're not it. It just means that you're playing that game with yourself. You're creating that experience for yourself. You're giving energy to the illusion. And you arrived at this video today because you're ready to hear the truth. You're learning the truth. You're ready to let it land, that there is nowhere to get to. This is the season in your life where this starts to drop in a whole new way. And that's when the results come. That's when the relationships land. That's when the money takes off. That's when the business becomes real instead of just a goal in your head. Not because you finally overcame something or fixed something or struggled or pushed hard enough, but because you allowed yourself to land here fully in this moment, in this infinite truth of what you already are. That everything you could ever want, those desires arise from within you because the essence of them come from you. Everything that you could ever want is already yours. This is what everything points towards. But most people hear that, and if you've been in the manifestation world for a while, you hear that and you it feels nice. It feels like, this is nice, yeah. But you don't actually live it. You don't live it. It stays as a concept. Why? Because there's a part of you that is very invested in you staying where you are. There's a part of you that loves being in the process of becoming. There's a part of you that is actually afraid. I've got an itchy chin now. There's a part of you that's actually afraid for you to actually receive what you want. And when you can start to recognize that actually you've not been blocked, you've just been playing a game with yourself, then the struggle starts to drop away. It starts to realize that, this is not some heroic struggle against some unseen resistance that I have to figure out or push through or heal or whatever. It's just me. It's me and the stories that I tell myself. It's me and my nervous system and what my nervous system communicates to life and what my nervous system allows into my field. Right? Because you will not receive what you don't yet feel safe to receive. And you won't feel safe to receive it until you recognize you're already it. Your true self is already all that you could ever want to be. And this is the time where this gets to land for you in a whole new way. This is the time where you really get to recognize this, not just as, again, a concept, but as a felt, visceral truth in your body. And the way that this is going to land, and the way that I guide people through this, is a process that I call radical allowing. Radical allowing means meeting all the parts of yourself, all the areas of your life that you've been resisting, fighting, fixing, healing, overcoming, and therefore subtly pushing away an energetic loop that is trying to complete. And when you learn how to allow at a deeper level, when you learn how to allow the things that you've been resisting, you create the safety in your body and in your nervous system that allows what you really want to come in. Because you think that you're pushing away what you don't want. You think that you're resisting the things that you don't want, whatever that is, an emotion, a story, a pattern, a memory. You may not even notice that you're doing it half the time, but you are. And when you allow at a radical level, you free up that energy. Now, the things that you were trying to fix, heal, or overcome, the energy of those things gets freed up for you to use towards creation, towards manifestation. This is what I guide people through. And I work with a lot of people right now who have been in this world, in this healing, hustling, spirituality world for a long, long time, and just keep going round in loops. And this was me for a long time as well, by the way. Doing all the practices, doing all the work, all the shadow work, all the journaling, etc., etc. But never arriving at where I wanted to be. And it was only when I realized that I was keeping alive an identity that was not yet that, and therefore I was getting not yet that. I was getting almost. I call it the almost life. You've been circling almost for a really long time, and it's time to arrive. And you arrive through allowing at a deeper level than ever before, because that's when you teach your body that it's safe. That's when you finally say, I'm done with this game. I'm ready to actually step into the next level of my life now. And I'm not going to do that through trying to become something more. I'm going to do it by allowing what's already trying to happen. Because that's what you don't realize. That's what they don't tell you, is that you think that you're working on yourself. But really, what you're doing is getting in the way of something that's already trying to happen. There's a far greater intelligence at play here that you're not separate from, you are part of. But it's trying to take care of you. It's trying to deliver everything that you want. But you keep getting in the way, thinking that you need to heal more trauma, thinking that you need to manifest better, thinking that you need to hustle harder. And all of that does is just tell a story, a belief, because your assumptions always will manifest. It creates an assumption that you're here, you're in the circular, you're in the almost. So you keep getting almost. Allowing is how you arrive. And when you arrive, what you want arrives too. When you arrive, what you want arrives too. Arriving doesn't mean, finally, I fixed this thing. It means recognizing there was never anything to fix in the first place. Not really. That is a reality that exists for you right now and always. In order for you to soften into that, you need to let go. And that's what allowing gives you. I'm running a workshop on Thursday, the 14th of May, 6 p.m. UK time, where I'm going to be teaching you this, the exact process that I've used. And I have been deep into this world for nearly 6 years now. I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds on all sorts of coaching, reality creation courses, trainings, therapy, everything. Okay. It wasn't until I really got this that all of that stuff started to work, which is why I started this video the way that I did, saying that this is the moment where it all starts to happen for you. Everything has been leading up to this point. Nothing has been wasted, but it's that you're now ready for the thing that actually makes a difference. It's like the little pin that's going to pop the bubble. You can check out in the link the page to my workshop, and you'll see there that there's people who have created record business months, relationships, promotions in work, diseases lifting, things like this. Like, these are some of the things that people who work with me have created, that I've also created for myself. It's not that I have some magic bullet special thing that no one else has. This is just the deep truth that we're all arriving at. And a lot of the teachings that you'll be consuming are circling, but not quite penetrating to the core of. So this workshop is going to be deep and powerful, and it's going to show you how the loops in your life that you keep circling are being kept alive by the way that you relate to them. And that when you learn radical allowing, which is a process that I teach, you will change that relationship. And you will be ready then to step into a whole new reality, to step into what I call the next level of your life that you felt calling for so long that you know is knocking. So check out that link in my bio. I have a few early bird tickets left. Only £11, crazy cheap. Could easily charge well over 100, maybe even a couple hundred for something like this. And I'll see you in there. Let's go.